Sometimes it is hard and difficult to stay on our game, even college. But the game for the Brilliance group of Lightworkers is one of inspiration, collaboration, growth, and discernment.
A Brilliance of Lightworkers doesn't go to battle.
No.
Oh,
The examples
that's
about
why it's not an army of Lightworkers.
That's why
Because actually an army of Lightworkers is an army of
going to war.
dark workers.
Mm-hmm. The examples above are designed for us to fall into righteousness, anger, frustration, and despondency. The examples above are about light workers who choose a different path. They choose the path of light-dark. They choose a world that still has darkness in it. For them to save, fix, rally against, rally around, influence, and be influenced by. We didn't.
We didn't?
We didn't sign up for that.
Well, no, that's not why you came here.
No.
You didn't come here for a war.
No. Welcome
to another episode
of Driving to the Rest
with your favorite hosts,
Larry
and Inelia.
Oh, very well pronounced. Honey.
Well, thank you, honey.
Good job.
So, I have a fine BS meter.
You have a fine BS meter?
I have a fine BS meter.
Ah, yes, maybe.
Yes, BS.
Yes, maybe.
Are you calling BS?
Yes. So, today's article is called, This is not the game for Brilliance of Lightworkers.
This is not the game for a Brilliance of Lightworkers. What's a Brilliance of Lightworkers?
It's a group of Lightworkers.
It's a Lightworker army.
Yay!
But without the word army.
Because we're not going to war. That's the whole point, isn't it?
That is the whole point. What does a Brilliance of Lightworkers do? They shine brightly like a diamond.
Jump bright, shine bright like diamond.
Oops.
Oops. Did we fall into the cabal
Is that copyrighted? There? Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Our BS meter is bing. Okay.
Anyways, discernment is a skill we really need to strengthen. Discernment.
Is discernment the new age word for bullshit meter?
I don't know. I'm not really new agey. Even the new ages have rejected me,
Oh, no.
Well, I'm not new agey enough, allegedly.
Okay.
Apparently liking computers and AIs and things like that is very not new agey. And even if we say, well, AI is like a knife, you can use it to kill people or to make a nice meal.
I just think AI so far is a word calculator.
Yeah, pretty much.
But it's not a calculator that actually gives you the same answer. So it's kind of it's not a fixed
randomly,
calculator.
yes.
It's a random generated calculator.
Yeah, the random
calculator.
Yeah, random generated calculator.
Something along those lines. Anyways,
we were looking at where should we put our focus and attention and where we shouldn't.
Well,
to be discerning, because we have seen, and I give a few examples here, how many people that we find interesting and we think of them as light workers have been seduced into something that, to us at least, is like a waste of time.
Maybe even less a waste of time. It's like a complete misdirection. It's like,
and they're feeding the light dark paradigm by going that direction, which is sad.
Right. And we think, when I say we, I mean me. Mm-hmm. Because I think the way I think, and, she thinks the way she thinks. And oftentimes we will, think differently is a good way to say it. And then she'll set me right. That's a way to look at it.
We think differently until you realize I'm right.
Until I realize she's right. And then I align my thinking for the right way, and it works. Sometimes. It works for us sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes, yeah. And PB too.
And
it works for PB. Yes.
So in all seriousness, you'll find this has happened to you probably your entire life. You're pretty sure, especially when you were a teenager, you know what the right thing is. And all of these grown-ups do have no idea. The right thing, is to be free and go enjoy yourself all night long.
Not necessarily.
Well, hey, I'm just talking about me.
Oh, I thought you said you.
You. Not you as you, me as me.
Okay.
Me as you.
Me as you, okay. Yeah. Got it.
And adults just don't know. I mean, that's the whole point of purpose of life, is to be able to be free to go have fun all night long if you want to. Mm-hmm. What else is there?
Right.
And everyone who's opposite of that, I mean, they're obviously wrong.
Okay.
Because whatever, you know?
Uh-huh. So for you as a teenager, it wasn't your responsibility to start a company and give good jobs to your family?
No, I didn't have your give good jobs to your family issue. I had to have fun with my friends issue. Yes. Okay. But I was right, you know?
You were right.
And you were right too.
Yeah.
Well, you were more righter than I was.
I don't know about that.
I'm pretty sure.
Depends on cultural context, right?
I think by measure of success, maybe we ended up at the same place.
Really?
Yeah, sidetracked a little bit.
What?
Sidetracked a little bit.
Oh.
So we were both.
Me too. I sidetracked a lot, actually.
So we were both kind of right.
Yeah.
Kind of wrong. Mm-hmm. But the essence of what I'm trying to say is, you know, our BS meter at the time was right for us.
Yeah, but it was very low. I mean, teenagers think they have a great BS meter, but they're not very good at it.
But it's not very good
No.
Compared to our own. You need, some maturity to get your BS meter lined up right. But even with some maturity, what happens?
Yeah.
You get your BS meter can still get tweakered out. So when we call a BS meter and discernment, I think that you understand that we got to be on top of our game at this point.
Yes.
In the, what I would call the split. You need to be at the top of your game.
Top of your game.
And okay, let's go on. Examples. Give me some examples.
Larry and I were listening to a podcast recently where both interviewer and the interviewee talked about having a very strong BS meter.
Oh, yes. That was part of that's why they liked each other so much. Is They both have such well-developed BS meters.
And also non-attachment to any dogma.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
And that's a key, actually, right there.
It is.
Halfway through the interview, they came to head about a man who one of them believed to be a total BSer, and the other thought was the bee's knees.
Yeah. And it was all the synchronicities that brought him to be as the guy for him, right? And there's no BS at all. And the other one's like, that guy is nonstop BS from start to bottom. How can you possibly not see that?
Yeah.
Right.
And one of the things was interesting because one of the characteristics that the man who went for the BSer, thinking he was the bee's knees, he was proud of the fact that he didn't attach himself to any dogma. So that allowed him to be very discerning in his BS meter. And it turned out that the guy he really fell for taught all of his things based on the law of one, the Ra law of one teachings that allegedly are thousands of years old. And this guy's main meter for judging everything on the planet is the law of one.
Based on that dogma.
Yeah, so it's based on a dogma. So it was all like up and down and sideways.
All around and this way and that way. And it was almost painful to listen to.
Yeah, it was actually painful to listen to. At one moment they were saying evil is good for you because it makes you grow. And if you're just in the light, you're going to get bored. So that's why you went into light and dark. And then now this is the time to drop the dark and go into light. And the darkness is only made.
Pay for all that.
And the darkness is made by helpful people who decided to give us opportunities for dark experiences, but now they're going to pay heavily in the karma. They're not going to be able to ascend because they're so evil. And it was like back and forth and sideways. It's like, oh my gosh, what's going on here? And they got really confused, I think.
I think that's one of those things, you know, the inconsistency, right?
That was one of them.
That's when my personal BS meter started going bing bing.
Yeah, like, when they create like a fast rule of something and then put the words except for.
Right. Or they make a fast rule and like there's such a great thing that they're doing this terrible thing. But now that they've done this terrible thing, they got to pay, man, because that's terrible. It's like, well, which is it? They're doing a great thing or they're not doing a great thing?
Right.
Are they playing the hard job or not the hard job?
Right.
So now the hard job comes with the negative consequences because they're so bad, but they were just helping you. I don't understand.
Exactly.
Logical fallacies.
You know, that was one of them. And,
that was one of them.
The interviewer and interviewee were both men of deep learning, research awake, aware, and able to discern the narratives being promoted on Earth right now. And yet, they have conflicted BS meters. Or for one of them was BS, for the other one was undeniable truth.
Right. And that's a tough one because, right, 50 years or 30 years or some years of every single day's experience delving into this stuff, and at the consequence of that, you have a broken BS meter. But is it?
Allegedly to you, right?
But is it? Yes, but is it?
So that's one of the aspects, right, of discernment. We also received a newsletter from someone who, although awake and aware, dropped his light work to become an advisor to a well-known presidential candidate. And this is one of Larry's favorites.
My favorite, not favorites.
Yes.
Well, I do enjoy to watch the journey. I do like a journey story, right?
Yes.
And so, the journey story, we just watch Vonnegut give us a little illustration of the stories that we like.
Oh, yes.
So, I'll see if I can share that in the show notes or in the show notes our Telegram chat or one of those places. It's quite good. So in this particular one, it starts up here at the top, and then he goes into this hole. And now I'm watching this digging out of the hole part of the story. Is kind of how I see it.
Yeah, so that's how you see it.
That's how I see it.
Yeah. Okay, there are also multiple examples of this happening all around us. One of the biggest shocks I get when I go to the health food store is that even at a farm store that is primarily organic, local grown veggies, selling homeopathic and other alternative medicines, that only gets its meat from humanely raised and butchered animals and fully supporting the local economy, a majority of these customers are still wearing masks and standing behind plexiglass shields. Now, it's like we're not going to go deeply into the reasons behind that, but for me, it's like it doesn't make sense.
Right? This and that.
Because there's no mandates anymore. There's nothing like that. And individuals who have delved into health and personal and social responsibility, how could they fall for these narratives, right? Anyways, that's another one. It doesn't make sense.
All right,
another one. The other day I heard of one of my brother-in-law's brothers had died. Now you can figure that one out. I asked which one. He has many brothers. And when I heard the name, I could not believe it. Not only was he one of the youngest of the brothers, but he was one of the nicest people on earth. If a family was to have a golden child, that was him. It's sad enough, but then I heard the cause of death, and I could see the righteous energies rising within me. The cause is well-known side effects of the COVID-19 vaccines and all their variations. I was like, really? So another conflict, right? And FYI, because I said those words, this video is probably going to be deleted from YouTube, who are censoring any type of comment that goes against their narrative. And also our channel will probably get deleted because we already had 2 or 3 deletions this month. Anyways, that's another thing, right? The righteous energies.
A little righteous there, are we?
And a righteous energies that can come up with when you heard those sentences that we're going to get deleted from YouTube, right? And for us, it's like, Tuesday, it doesn't really matter because it's only a matter of time. We're not going to be completely censored. Although we tried to fit into their rules of engagement because it's their house, right? YouTube is their house and they can do what they want in there. Mm-hmm. But, it's like you can also...
It's still, you get the old...
Yeah.
You get... It lights your fire a little bit. You're like, wait a minute.
Mm-hmm. So is there any time to spend there in that fire? And in my opinion is no, there's no point. It's just data point.
Data points. That helps. Consider it data points.
And for you to go, if you are subscribed to our YouTube channel, and that's where you get everything, go to our other channels, Telegram especially, and subscribe to those because you're going to get all the information, continue to get our information there.
Yeah, you can go to the simplest one, drivingtotherez.com.
There you go.
Take you right to everything. All the videos, Substacks, subscribe stars, all the things, whatever you want.
Yeah. And here's my question for us to ponder. The above situations that I have described, are they our business?
Seems like they're impeding into our business quite severely, so yes, they are.
Is it our business to contact the podcaster and interviewer and even the interviewee and set them straight in that difference?
You're darn right. That podcaster, I want to tell him, hey, what the heck, man? What? Yeah. We know that, what to what, and his BS meter's like all out of whack, so
Is it our job to talk to the clever guy who decided to drop his light work to become influential in
You're
politics?
darn right. I think so. Definitely help him on his climb back up out of the pit of despair.
Is it our job to talk to the people in the supermarket and educate them about the health consequences of wearing masks
what do you
and functioning from fear?
Of course it is. It's like, I don't know how though, but you darn right. Somebody's got to tell them.
Is it our job to get upset and go to war with the jab companies and governments because they're killing good, innocent people?
Well, that's what the court system's for. We're supposed to sue those bastards.
Well, for the majority of us, the answer is a resounding no. That's not our job.
Wait a minute. Why?
No matter the temptation, no matter how right we are, no matter how low and easy the fruit to pick.
No.
Sometimes it's just hard and difficult to stay on our game, even callous. But the game for the Brilliance group of lightworkers is one of inspiration, collaboration, growth, and discernment.
A Brilliance of Lightworkers doesn't go to battle.
No.
Oh,
The examples
that's
of
why
our-
it's not an army of lightworkers.
That's why it's
Because
not
actually, an army of lightworkers is an army of
Going to war.
dark workers.
The examples above are designed for us to fall into righteousness, anger, frustration, and despondency. The examples above are about light workers who choose a different path. They choose the path of light-dark. They choose a world that still has darkness in it. For them to save, fix, rally against, rally around, influence, and be influenced by. We didn't.
We didn't?
We didn't sign up for that.
Well, no, that's not why you came here.
No.
You didn't come here for a war.
No.
There happens to be a war happening around about.
Right.
But you didn't come here for a war.
We still walk in a shared reality with people who have chosen the light-dark reality because we'll choose to split this reality in a slow and less dramatic way. And oftentimes, we're dragged back into the side of reality construction because of righteousness or entering into a dynamic of victim, aggressor, savior, martyr. That's what just happened to you, huh?
Well, of course. Because, that's the right side of battle.
Right side of battle. Yeah.
If you're on the right side of battle, you are fine.
Mm-hmm. Except everybody thinks they're on the right side of the battle.
Well, there is that. And guess what? They are on the right side of the battle. What?
The people who manufacture the battles but don't join them.
Ooh, what do you call those? The narrator,
the authors, the authorities, the narrators, the creators,
the story creators, the story writers.
Yes.
Okay.
They don't join the battle. They just create the battle and set people to fight them.
The center of the social narrative.
They feed off that energy of the battle.
Right. I mean, hey, if the story doesn't have a side for you to pick and be right on, it's not a very good story.
That's the teaching, right?
That's the teaching.
Mm-hmm. Whenever I have said the above things, and I have done so multiple of times, inevitably someone reads that, quote, we should do nothing, should be passive, and allow them to destroy our people, our world, and all that is good on earth. End of quote. That's what they hear.
Yeah, that's a bit of a stretch, but, I can see how it would feel like, not engaging in a war with a battle raging around you is doing nothing. But believe me, you're going to be busy doing something.
Yes. Okay. But that's not what I have been saying. On the contrary, I have been expanding the most efficient and effective way forward for us to achieve our goals as the Brilliance of Lightworkers. What I have been saying is that if we enter politics or righteousness or try to save those who don't want saving, our energies are not just wasted, but are actually feeding the dark side of the light-dark paradigm. What do you think about that?
Well, it may be feeding it, but it's awfully tempting to
feed the light-dark paradigm?
Yes.
Yes, well, you can. If you choose to, you can go ahead and do that. There's nothing wrong with it.
What's the alternative? Tell me there's an alternative that I can sink my teeth into.
Okay. In my opinion, right, our energies are better spent on something else right now.
Okay, give it to me.
Okay, I have 7.
7?
items. 7. Are you ready for them?
I can't wait.
Okay, 1. Educating ourselves on what social narratives are and the discernment thereof. Did you get that one?
I'm going to need some education.
So, for example, if we start talking about the war and you choose your war right now. I think the most popular one right now is between the Giza and what's the other place?
Israel, I think.
Israel, yeah. So most people will,
Pick their war.
Yeah, pick a war and grab into the narrative and pick a side and go for it and, make all sorts of excuses for that side for what they're doing and justify it in many, many ways and stuff like that.
So that's a narrative?
That's a narrative that people are being invited to. But if you look at it from a grown-up perspective, if you see two toddlers fighting each other and hurting each other, do you pick one and beat up the other one? No, that wouldn't be a good adult choice, right? No. You would separate them and say, no, that you don't do that. Use your words and other things. We're not here to hurt each other.
Yeah, there you go.
Right? So that is a very, very, very different perspective to joining one of those toddlers and hurting or killing the other one for them.
Gotcha.
And all wars are that. And those wars are manufactured. They're not actually real. Their histories are manufactured. Everything is manufactured about a war because why? The human society construct is a high frequency one. It's not natural for a person to go to war. It has to be manufactured and step into righteousness and step into victim and step into aggressor. All things that are not actually natural to us.
It brings you to the point of, well, I don't agree with war, but I'm glad you're blowing up those bad guys.
Why does it bring you to that?
The narrative does.
Oh, right, yeah.
Right.
And, it's not like those two toddlers are not hurting each other. They are, right?
Yes.
So educating ourselves on the social narratives and the discernment thereof is very important.
So that you can see it and you can't be pulled into it and
feed
your agreement.
Right.
In whatever way your agreement is narrated.
Right.
Okay, got it.
Second one?
Okay, second one.
Expanding our awareness beyond the topics promoted by social media. Do you understand what that means?
Yeah, so whatever I'm being fed, that isn't actually, necessarily the biggest thing on the menu.
Right.
Okay, you sure?
Yes.
No matter how interesting and blinky it might be.
Exactly.
All right.
Number 3, learning how to influence our reality without stepping on the toes of those who don't want our reality.
Learning how to what?
Influence our reality.
Influence our own reality. So someone who wants to hide in their little cave, you don't drag them out into the sunshine and say, look how great it is out here. And they're like, this is terrible. Leave me alone.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
But, I can make a deck for my own sunshine.
Exactly.
But I don't put 2 chairs out there, one for them, and then try and force them through all the means like guilt or coercion or manipulation to get them to my sunny deck.
Or give them a lot of information about how good the sun is to their health. And
right,
everything.
That's part of the manipulation.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. All right.
So don't do that.
Don't do that.
But it's okay to put a chair on the deck and enjoy the sun.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or maybe put 2 and wait for the other person to figure out a way to join you.
If they want to.
Yeah.
Or go figure out how to get a bottle of sunshine and bring it down to their cave and hang out with them.
There you go.
I don't know. We'll figure it out.
4, realize that when we take sides in a well-advertised world or national conflict, we have lost our way.
When we take a side in a social narrative designed for
conflict,
separation and conflict, then we've lost our way.
Yeah.
Okay.
5.
Basically, if we get a job at the mafia, then we probably lost our way.
Yes.
Got it.
5, spend our days creating new structures, organizations, and groups that support our vision, not trying to destroy those that we don't agree with.
So instead of tearing apart, create.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Instead of being against or whatever, something, be for something.
Yeah.
The something being,
creation, inspiration.
Through inspiration.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, that seems like a good idea.
Yeah. And the last one is 7. Oh, no, actually, there's 6 and 7. Okay. 6, realize that other people's higher selves know better than we do what their true path is. That's a hard one.
I don't know. I've got a lot of higher selves I need to have a chat with. I'm telling you. Are you sure about that?
Yes.
All right. Well, let's just let them have their higher self choices.
Hard one, that is. Whew. Okay. 7. Standing strong in our light and not letting distractions or others push or pull us out of it. That's a one that you need to discern, because it doesn't actually mean go to war.
Right. It means responding to those invitations that are, not light, by not responding to those invitations.
Not reacting
that are not
to them.
light.
Yeah.
Not reacting, not joining, not whatever.
Do a response and not reaction.
Part of this too, I think it's important to realize that, as is demonstrated around you all day long, all of our BS meters are a little bit tweaked, a little bit wrong sometimes, and it's not easy to see when
especially
your
when we have a
BS
dogma.
meter has got something attached to it. Yeah.
Yeah, especially when we have a dogma attached to us.
And so all BS meters work better when you're working in a Brilliance of Lightworkers.
Yes, yeah, because
So
you have a
we
lot
can
of
all
light.
see them. It's like, I don't know about that one.
Yes,
Let's look at that
indeed.
one. Let's make sure we got that one tuned in right. So don't try to do this alone.
Yes, indeed.
That's why I'm glad you're here listening.
Yeah.
Because
That is the way.
that is the way.
Yay! See you in a few minutes. Seconds.
Oh, seconds for the second hour.
Yes.
Second hours.
Second hours.
Let's
yes.
grab our Brilliance of Lightworkers.
See what else we can
And
find
see
out.
what they can find out within this, because I guarantee you we've all been on this path.
And you can find all the details of how to join the second hour at drivingtotherise.com.
Yep, listen to the rest of it. Because, this first part's pretty cool, right?
Yeah, just
Imagine this for another hour or two, times 10.
times
Or
10.
1,000.
Yeah. Yeah. All right.
See you there.
Perfect. See you there.
Bye.
Bye.
Love you, honey.
See you. That's the light dark paradigm game. They're really good at it. Conflict, right? They're very, very good at it, and they're very good at war. The light dark paradigm, the dark part of the light dark paradigm, very good at it. So if you go into that energy of conflict, you take a battle, you enter into war, you're gonna lose because you're a light worker. You're not good at it. Okay? You're gonna lose, period. Not only yourself, but you're going to lose your energy, your focus, your sanity, your people. You're going to lose probably your life as well.
Yes.
That's not our game,
No.
right? That's literally not the game of a light worker.